You're listening to the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast.
What is up, everybody? You are checking out the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, the Hot Commodity ANC, joined by my own Hot Commodity and our WWE pay-per-view champion until Saturday.
That's what you say.
Yeah, well, this one's different. They're in France, and the French people love me, so they're rooting for me over there.
I'm Canadian.
So what?
No, they're on my side.
Yeah, in Montreal. Other than that, they don't give a fuck. Well, gee. So we're prepared for Backlash coming to Lyon, France, and we're covering WWE Francais. We're covering WWE Monday Night Raw from April 29th, 2024, live in Kansas City, Missouri, the home of the Kansas Chiefs, who just won the Super Bowl. Taylor Swift's boyfriend, big time star there. It's a big Super Bowl team. They won. Football team, not Super Bowl team. Big football team.
Can I just say, I was watching, well, I shouldn't say, that's one of those WrestleMania videos, and they had my opinion that, like, this is not a good, like, they don't think there's good work up, and that the main event of Backlash is, like, good at all. Like, nobody believes that AJ Styles beat Cody, right? And, like, everybody is just like, we hope they put on a good show because we already know who's going to win.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, though, that, like, sometimes good wrestlers don't need to win to put on a good match. Like you just said, they're looking forward more to the match than to see AJ win.
It's good to have some type of, not knowing.
Yeah, but to be fair, I mean, he just beat Roman Reigns, got the title for 3 years. I mean, anybody that's going to fight Cody now is going to lose. There's no way they're going to drop it to AJ, If they didn't have him beat Roman Reigns, then yeah, I could see them maybe doing something different. But it's like having your champion lose after 3 years, and then the guy that beats him loses the next month.
I just think, I know it's too early for this, and I know we're not covering Backlash right now, but like with the new bloodline, like if they had one of them going up against someone, like they look really dominant right now, you'd be like, oh shit, what if they're gonna like try to win it back for Roman? Something. I just think they could have took a little better approach than just blind eyeing it.
I get that.
Oh, okay.
But for me, because they do that all the time, I'm glad they didn't do that. Because normally Backlash is the aftermath of WrestleMania. You get a bunch of rematches. You get a bunch of...
Yeah, no, I wouldn't want to see Roman again and Cody. That wouldn't make sense. But
I feel like if they're going to wait till SummerSlam. Because the same thing, if Solo were to fight Cody, do you really think people would think Solo was going to walk out champion?
I would wonder a little more than if it was AJ Styles because of the new bloodline member. Like I'd say, I'll maybe look at. But I know what you're saying. I see both ways, but
I see both.
I'm just saying. I think they could have done a little better.
I mean, maybe they could start it at Backlash. Have Cody win, and then because I think that would be
still is one member that's we're supposed to get one more bloodline member. So we'll talk about that one. But anyway, let's get to Raw.
We start our Raw from Kansas.
Let's get Raw.
It's only 7 o'clock. I don't care. Any time of the day.
Let's go.
Get Raw. So WWE United States Champion Logan Paul is backstage, and he arrives with the star quarterback Patrick Mahomes. I don't know if he is a quarterback. Yeah. And he brought home the Super Bowl. Went rings to Kansas City, so he's a big hero over there.
He's won 3 Super Bowls.
I don't really care so much about him.
No, I don't either. I'm just saying that's why he has 3 rings.
Yeah. I'm not a big football person.
That was another thing. He should have been aligned with one of the faces. He should have punched Logan Paul with those rings. It didn't make any sense.
It didn't. So Logan arrives at Patrick.
Come on, Triple H, get on it. Maybe.
Judgment Day show up, and Logan Paul tells Damian Priest he's going to destroy the Ugly Uso, which obviously is going to make Jey upset that he said that. Kind of shameless way of having Logan Paul shit talk Jey Uso there. Any thoughts on that?
I think that Damian Priest's title run could come to an end. I do. I think there's a good chance that Jey Uso might get
That would be like us saying the same thing with Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
Well,
We have not been trying to see Damian Priest scratch his way to the top for 2 years and get
but I'm saying more so like
Jey Uso
AJ
is like-
Styles has been a former WWE champion, Intercontinental champion, tag team champion, United States champion, TNA champion. Jey Uso's only been tag team champion.
Do you think there's a better chance of AJ Styles winning than Jey Uso?
Yeah, right now.
Storyline wise,
Yeah.
knowing how WWE is, you think AJ Styles, they'd have him win before Jey?
Yeah.
Really?
Because the thing is, sometimes like Jey Uso just has momentum now, and if you give it to him right now, a lot of times that momentum like fades away quick. And then it's like you want to build him up. Like right now, he's big. It would be like if Stone Cold Steve Austin came out and won the WWE title right away. It took him a couple years. It took when he turned Stone Cold, well, when he turned Austin 316 in '96, he didn't become champion until March of '98. So like, and he was the top selling person. But he hasn't done anything. Like Austin won King of the Ring. He's been Intercontinental champion. Jey really hasn't done anything aside from just being like, I'm on my own now. Like that's really his whole thing has been. And I like him. And I do want to see him win titles, but based on them not giving him any titles right now, I highly doubt they would have him beat Damian over, But who knows? They might try to shock France and have Damian lose, but then they'd have to come up with a good reason for that. But we started. The World Women's Champion Becky Lynch comes out. She won the title last week in the Battle Royal after Rhea Ripley got injured. Becky says, when you're champion, you're not meant for holding the title. They're meant for defending the title. We need to find a new number one contender, and that's when Liv Morgan comes out. A lot of the fans are thinking Liv should have won last week over Becky, so I'm glad that they're putting her out there. Liv says, Becky, if you're looking for a number one contender, here I am. The only reason you're champion is because I did what you couldn't at WrestleMania, and I took out Rhea Ripley. This is the Liv Morgan revenge tour after all. We both know the end game was always going to be me. I won't stop until I have everything I want. Becky says, you are right. If I didn't do to you what I did, you would be champion. Then Nia Jax comes out. Nia's been drafted to SmackDown. And basically she says, I'm not champion because you two double team me, but lucky for you, I got drafted to SmackDown. I will soon be the WWE Women's Champion. If I'm leaving with a bang, and I'm taking one of you with me. And then Liv Morgan drop kicks Nia Jax to the floor off the apron, and it looks like we're going to get Liv versus Nia. What do you think? Good way to kind of...
Yeah. And so I kind of have a theory about Becky with this title.
Yeah.
I think Liv might do what she did to Rhea because Becky's supposed to be leaving for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And Becky doesn't have a championship match at Backlash. So it would be like 2 more months before another pay-per-view happens where she's going to defend it. So I wonder if Liv is not going to do something to her too and make her drop the title and then Liv, because this is the Liv Morgan revenge. And she could just
I can see that happening.
So I'm wondering if that's going to happen. I do think in the next 2 months, Liv Morgan will be champion.
You know who I'm excited for? Alexa Bliss. When she comes back, right now she just had the baby. I think she'll come back with this, I think. And if she comes back, it'd be cool to see her as champion again.
Well, who else are the other 6?
Well, we don't even know if there is, but I would assume some of them will talk.
And they might not come back all.
No, probably time, but we'll get there because we can talk about this on Raw because they actually put it on NXT. Stephanie, that what I showed you earlier, the QR code, that was on NXT.
Yeah, but they happen on Raw, SmackDown.
No, I don't know, but I'm just saying that specific one I was going to talk about where they mentioned him saving people. That one aired last night. But anyways, that's the word.
Why did you say ooh about the reference about him saving people? What does that mean?
Well, because then that means the line 6.
Oh, okay.
If he's taking in members, then it's say,
oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We'll get there. I get excited for this. Stephanie McMahon comes out. Whenever Stephanie comes out, I kind of get all hard. I think she's one of the only women. Well, no, not the only woman that I get hard for. There's a couple of other in the women's roster, but Stephanie McMahon kind of does it for me. I don't know. She's kind of like boss bitch. It's kind of sexy, but I don't think she'd be fun in bed. I think she can be too dominant. I should ask Triple H. She kind of likes that though. Triple H likes being dominated.
Mm-hmm.
He sure does. Look at the women's in China, Rhea Ripley, Stephanie. He likes being told, get on the fucking floor, bitch. He likes it.
I would love. They need like somebody like that to come back from like times. Like I think it would do like wonders for storylines to have Stephanie back. Like they need somebody in management that's like that. You know?
Well, I think right now she can't be because with the last name, she's being slandered everywhere.
She needs to drop the McMahon and be
Stephanie love that.
Or she's Stephanie McMahon, honestly.
Stephanie love that. Well, all right. Stephanie comes out and welcomes.
This isn't in real life.
Yeah, but he's going by Paul Triple H Levesque.
Yeah, that's
true. I don't know. Stephanie comes out, welcomes us to the draft, and she starts announcing the members. So
it's the Levesque era.
The Levesque era. Stephanie McMahon, Helmsley Levesque. That'd be even better. All of that. Stephanie McMahon, Helmsley Levesque. I love that. 4 names.
MHL.
SMHL, right? Stephanie McMahon, Helmsley Levesque.
In my head.
She had a shirt that said that SMH. It was just a red like letters on it. Anyway, she said that she was talking about her sex life on Howard Stern years ago at Triple H.
Oh wow!
Yeah, she talks about getting it up the butt.
Ooh.
And what's funny is there's a short person. His name is Gary the Midget, and he likes Stephanie. And they ask him, "Have you ever jerked off Stephanie?" He goes, "No." And then he goes, "Well," and then you can tell he doesn't want to offend her. So he's like, "Well, to be honest, I gotta." Anyways, so Stephanie announces that the first draft picks for Raw are Gunther and Ludwig Kaiser. Giovanni Vinci was kicked out last week, so obviously he also was drafted to SmackDown Vinci. So, yeah. Well, that was social media. Then Raw also has Damage Control, which is exciting. They've been on SmackDown this whole time, so it's good to see new women on Raw.
I think if the Kabuki Warriors lose those titles, I wonder if Asuka's gonna stay in here.
I don't know. These factions need to change.
Yeah, I don't like Asuka.
Damage Control has been around since 2022, so now it's been a while.
I love Asuka, and I don't like her in Damage Control. Her character is dumb. Like all she does is come out and dance, like half pretending to dance.
They need to give them more like creative. Like they can keep all that stupid shit, but like I feel like they get lost with other wrestlers because they don't give them their own. Like they're not characters enough. It's just like, yeah, we're backstage talking shit. Like show them, like show Asuka in Japan, like doing some kind of like fucking weird. I don't know. Give them character.
Yeah.
SmackDown. Yeah, they're all the same. SmackDown gets Jade Cargill and Kevin Owens. So, but you kind of knew Jade Cargill was going to go on SmackDown with her teaming up with Bianca, and Kevin Owens has been on SmackDown for a while. So, thoughts on those couple of draft picks right now, or we're unexcited?
I mean, kind of knew it all. So.
Yeah.
Everything was very predictable.
Just Stephanie's boobs and Stephanie coming out. That wasn't.
Everybody like on social media says the same thing. Like there was nothing majorly different. Even the Undertaker was like he didn't bash them, but he was like, well, there wasn't much change.
And also Tommy Dreamer from Busted Open was saying that for this to be the last Raw for a pay-per-view, they really didn't do anything to advance or make you want to tune in.
Yeah,
It
I
was
was
just-
thinking about that tonight. I was like, oh my God, like I'm thinking it's next week or something. And I was like, wait, no, all we have is
this
SmackDown.
Saturday.
So SmackDown would be real good.
Well, they're going to be in
But-
France.
If you think about it, I think most of the people are on SmackDown already. Most of them.
Well, Gunther with Ludwig Kaiser defeats Xavier Woods with Kofi Kingston after Gunther applies an STF. Kofi was about to toss in the towel, but Xavier Woods says, no, I can do it. But he taps out to Gunther. Gunther is looking to the King of the Ring. He defeated a former King of the Ring, Xavier Woods.
I wish we knew everybody who was going to be in the King, but we don't.
Yep.
I think Gunther has a good chance. I think maybe Jey Uso could have a chance at it. It would be cool if they brought back Shinsuke.
He's on SmackDown.
He's on SmackDown.
He got dropped to the SmackDown.
Well, regardless, I'd like to see him in the King of
Oh, yes, of course. I thought you meant Raw. Oh, something to mention too. I wrote in my notes that a glitch happens during this match, and you don't see a lot, but you see like someone's driving on a road. You don't see the person; you just see a car in motion driving.
These are all part of the weary what we think are Bray Wyatt, Uncle Harry.
Yes. Sorry, excuse me. So Jey Uso's backstage. He says he's glad we got a Paul brother. He just wishes it was the winning ones. Talking about Jake Paul. So obviously Logan and Jey are going to have a moment. Speaking of Logan, he comes out with I Show Speed to announce more members for the draft. Samantha Irvine then introduces quarterback Patrick Mahomes, and Logan announces for Raw. Raw gets CM Punk and a returning Braun Strowman, where SmackDown gets the Pride, which is Bobby Lashley, the Street Profits, and B-Fab, and Tiffany Stratton. I'm glad Tiffany's on SmackDown. I'm excited about Braun coming back and being back. CM Punk, we knew was going to be on Raw, I thought. But what do you think?
With Matt?
Yeah. So thoughts on this part of it? Who stands out? I say Tiffany Stratton.
Yeah, for sure.
She's awesome.
There was no NXT people in that one.
Not in that one. But also Braun Strowman coming back.
Yeah, it was cool to see him back.
Yeah.
I liked when him and Ricochet were together.
Yeah, we saw them live, remember? So then Logan Paul goes to the ring and he says, I came here to make some draft picks, but I got here and Jey Uso is running his mouth because I spoke the truth. Damian Priest will beat Jey. He made a mistake leaving the bloodline, and Jey Uso is incapable of becoming a champion alone. That's when Jey Uso comes out. Logan says, you have no friends. And with that, Finn Balor and JD McDonagh attack Jey Uso. Logan says, I have something you might like. Logan goes out. Patrick Mahomes passes Logan Paul his 3 Super Bowl rings. Logan goes to hit Jey Uso, but he accidentally punches JD McDonagh right in the head.
Why Taylor Swift's boyfriend's quarterback is a heel, none of us understand.
We don't understand that, no. And then Logan Paul attacks Jey Uso until the returning Braun Strowman comes out. He choke slams Finn Balor, and Braun chases Logan Paul out of the arena and stares down. He is. Braun stares down Patrick Mahomes. So yeah, we can talk about that for a minute. Patrick is a good guy. Why is he? And even, Tommy Dreamer is also saying on Bust Open that why would he want, like, Logan Paul is a big name or someone who's bigger. But it makes sense because Logan Paul does have friends because of his social media ties, and it would make sense for Patrick too. But back in the day, I mean, would Patrick hang out with Triple H or The Rock? I mean, he'd probably hang out with The Rock, so just kind of weird to see him working with Logan Paul. But Braun Strowman did come out and chase off Logan. So do you think we'll get Logan and Braun down the line?
We could. Yeah. I don't think that's what it was set for. I think it was more Jey Uso and Logan.
Yeah, I know they're doing different things. It's weird. Maybe Braun and Patrick. I don't want to see that. You think it's just a one-off with Patrick, or do you think he's going to come back? It looks like he's going to come back. Like the way they ended it. I mean, why would you make him a heel? If it was a one-off thing, you would make him a babyface because.
Well, you know what? I did see this thing this week that they want to start intertwining NFL players into storylines, and two of the best wrestlers of all time for NFL players, Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns.
A lot of them played in Super Bowls.
Brock and Roman were both in the NFL.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Killers, Goldberg. So Chad Gable's talking backstage, and then Intercontinental champion Sami Zayn gets revenge for 2 weeks ago and hits Gable with a Helluva Kick from out of nowhere. And then we see Sami Zayn defending his title against Bronson Reed. During the match, Sami hits Bronson with a Helluva Kick, but then Chad Gable comes out of nowhere and hits Sami with a German suplex. After Gable attacks Sami, applies an ankle lock, and then Bronson Reed hits Sami Zayn with a tsunami. And then doesn't he take out Chad Gable too? Yeah. So what do you think? I thought we were gonna get Gable and Sami in France. I thought it would have been a great match, but what do you think of this new character, Chad Gable? He's saying he attacked Sami because he did it. He showed the title in his face. He showed that he lost. It made him upset that he did it in front of his kids. What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, they already fought and he lost, so it's kind of like,
Well, same thing happened with.
I have a feeling they're going to kill it and put them against each other.
What do you think of Bronson Reed?
No, I don't know. I can't see him becoming a champion just yet, but
He's okay.
he's getting
He's a
there.
big guy.
He's getting there. I like him more than I did a year ago.
Yeah, that's improved. APA come out, or as you know them, the Acolytes. They announced that Raw has Rey Mysterio, Dragon Lee, Zelina Vega, Cruz del Toro, Joaquin Wilde, and Carlito, the LWO. And they also get Drew McIntyre, where SmackDown gets Legado del Fantasma and Shinsuke Nakamura. Interesting that, obviously Carlito has to continue his rivalry with Rey on Raw, but LWO and Legado are on different brands now, and lately they've been fighting. So
yeah, I think. Well, I'm kind of glad they didn't kill it, and keep them together because they need to not be each other's only rival.
Mm-hmm. Shinsuke will do pretty good on SmackDown, I think.
Yeah.
And Drew McIntyre obviously is going to be fine on Raw. He just signed another contract. The Rock gave him a big sword. This was on social media. They showed it. Drew McIntyre, speaking of Drew, comes out and he says CM Punk hurt me at WrestleMania when he attacked me from behind. However, I'm still here. I still show up. CM Punk doesn't. That's when CM Punk shows up in a skybox and he says, "I'm right here, you little bitch. Come get me." And Drew runs off. I thought we were going to see CM Punk fight in France too.
No, hold on. Sami Zayn couldn't get drafted, right?
No, because he's Intercontinental champion. The champions couldn't get
So
drafted.
when he loses it, he stays on Raw. Mm-hmm. And Logan Paul couldn't get drafted either. Right?
No.
And when he loses it, he stays on SmackDown.
Mm-hmm. Okay. But what do you think about this little confrontation between Drew and CM Punk? A lot of fans like it. They're loving this back and forth.
It's good, but I guess it kind of sucks because CM Punk can't fight right now, and it's just this cat and mouse game. So, hopefully CM Punk will come back after Backlash, and we'll see some brawling.
Yeah. Sheamus confronts Braun Breaker backstage. That would be an interesting match because Breaker's been usually winning.
Sheamus is everybody says he looks so out of shape. I don't agree with that, but he loses his breath through the match. Like you can see, he's like weathered. Yeah. So I'm but he just came back. Hopefully, now that he's back on the road and he'll be like training with the wrestlers and he'll get back into shape. Because Sheamus is the man. I love Sheamus. And I'd like to see, he should be up there with McIntyre. You know, like Sheamus should
not be eating burgers.
That's right.
All right. Candice LeRae defeats Maxxine Dupri after Indy Hartwell pushes Ivy Nile into the post, distracting Maxxine so Candice can hit the wicked stepmother. We'll talk later because this is the end of their rivalry because people get drafted. Really nothing to talk about there. I mean, unless you want to. Drew,
I don't really like Candice LeRae that much. I think she's boring.
she fought Io Sky in the past and they had a really good match in NXT, but they really don't push her much on the main card. So I could see why you would think that. Dominic Mysterio talks to the LWO backstage, confronting them, shit talking, but then they say he has a dirty Sanchez because he has a little mustache, and then people are like, you shouldn't say that because that's a man. But Drew McIntyre looks for CM Punk, but finds an autographed picture of CM Punk in the skybox. Punk then comes out to the ring. He says, I'm going to do this in less time your title reign lasted. You're like an ex-girlfriend I can't get rid of. You prayed for me to get injured. I did it to you. I plan on making your life a living hell. And that's pretty much the end of that segment. Again, back and forth between these two, cat and mouse game. Really, it's kind of dumb, I think, but I understand a lot of fans find this good and humorous. And
I think McIntyre is going to wreck Punk.
I hope, but they're making him out to be a pussy, though. They're making him out to blame everybody for everything and that he, got attacked from behind and
Yeah, well, I think CM Punk looks like a pussy too, showing up and he can't fight, hiding and making him chase him around.
Calling out CM Punk here, the WWE pay-per-view champion, wants his first match.
Yeah, well,
I think he'd win.
I would.
Alundra, Blaze, and Teddy Long then come out for more Medusa for draft picks. Alundra announces that Raw has the full Judgment Day, and Raw gets from NXT Ilya Dragunov. I think that's a really good pick for Raw.
That means that LWO and Judgment Day are together.
Yeah, SmackDown. LWO is Ray, Carlito. So those guys, yeah, not Legado.
That's what I said.
Okay. I thought you got them.
Ray and Dom are on the same.
Yes. Okay. I was trying to figure out. SmackDown gets Naomi and the team of Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. So the ladies for SmackDown. I like Naomi. Next, we get Liv Morgan taking on Nia Jax. And during the match, Tiffany Stratton is seen in the crowd. And then Liv Morgan nails a really cool power bomb to Nia Jax off the top rope. And then during the match, Naomi and Tiffany Stratton fight on the floor, distracting Nia Jax, allowing Liv to hit a code breaker and Oblivion to defeat Nia Jax clean there. I think you're right. I think Liv Morgan's going to be making her way up to that women's title. We get another Bray Wyatt glitch. So something's going to happen soon. We get the Dudley Boys coming out to announce more draft picks. Raw gets the New Day and former NXT Women's Champion Lyra Valkyria. And SmackDown gets Pretty Deadly and the team of Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. I think Raw did good getting Lyra because she's a good wrestler. She beat Becky Lynch for the NXT Women's title. But other than that, that's really, for those picks, there really wasn't anyone big. The World Tag Team Champions Awesome Truth defeat the Alpha Academy after they live a truth-crushing finale to Akira Tozawa to get the win. Anything, just basic boring tag match in my eyes, at least. Damian Priest tells Judgment Day backstage that he doesn't need any help beating Jey Uso at Backlash. We'll see if they listen to him. World Women's Champion Becky Lynch congratulates Liv Morgan for winning, and then Damage Control confront Becky and say hi to her. So one of those ladies. I would be excited to see Io versus Becky or another Asuka versus Becky match. We haven't seen
Io should have a rematch
for fight for the title. Yeah. Final moments of the draft. Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis come out. Raw gets the final testament and Bronson Reed, whereas SmackDown gets DIY and NXT call up Blair Davenport. Blair's good. We saw her. She won the Iron Survivor match at NXT. Yeah, another for the finals of the draft. There's a lot of the boring group to pick from. But as Tommy Dreamer said earlier, the group of people they had to choose from wasn't good because the main guys and girls couldn't be drafted. So like Becky, Roman, Cody, all those people, it's like they can't be picked. So that surprise element's not really there. No one really cares about where Dijak ends up over the final testament, you know? But we've made it to our main event of Monday Night Raw. We have Jey Uso, Ricochet, and Andrade defeating the team of Judgment Day with Dominic Mysterio. The end comes when Jey Uso spears Finn Balor and lands an Uso splash for their team to get the win after Jey and Damian Priest face off to close out Raw. What you think?
It was good. It's building up on Jay's momentum. I don't know. I'm excited for Backlash.
I'm excited for Backlash too, but we got to get through Friday Night SmackDown first. They're going to be in France. We get I think it's the RKO show for the first time ever.
Yeah.
I don't really know the match card yet. I'll drop that when we cover Throwback Thursday. But yes, be on the lookout for Throwback Thursday dropping tomorrow, covering everything from this past week of SmackDown and Raw. We'll be giving you our match of our throwback match of the week to watch. And then also we have our Attitude Years. We're on the road to Unforgiven, so be on the lookout for that and a lot more stuff coming your way. Till next time, stay safe and stay uncensored.